So once again, good evening and welcome on to a Monday night You Matter chat show with myself, Scott Jones, and the man with the plan, the man with the awards, the award-winning Mr. Andy Lee.
Whoop, 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 whoop.
Was that a good intro?
It was a great intro, mate. You ought to be like an MC or something, or a quiz master, or a DJ, or an MC at a football ground or something like that. You should perhaps have your own podcast as well. That'd be really good.
I've noticed most of those things you're saying were things that people don't see me; they just hear me. So you're trying to say I'm ugly? Is that what you're saying?
I did see. What did I see? You put a post on Facebook actually, something about being pregnant, wasn't it? No, somebody put a comment on about. Somebody put a comment.
Yeah, on. So someone put a point on saying that it like tag your second at is pregnant.
Yeah,
and they tagged me in it, and I replied saying I've looked pregnant since I was 21. Which is pretty much true, mate. I've got that body.
You have, mate. It's a fuel tank, and a fuel tank, Scott. It's a fuel tank for whatever you want it to be a fuel tank for. Who have we got in the comments? We've got Zoe Anderson. Zoe, you won't know Zoe, I don't think. We might do, Scott, but Zoe is a work colleague.
Oh, lovely.
Zoe's got a broken foot at the minute, but Zoster, she's often at the toaster doing the kids' breakfast when they come in first thing in the morning at school. So she's Zoster the toaster.
Did you just make that up there and then?
No, that's what I've nicknamed her, Zoster the toaster. So she's just called Toaster. But yeah, Zoe, one of the my colleagues, she just has a habit of falling over and breaking stuff.
Like her foot, yeah.
Yeah, like her foot, yeah. I think she did that. I can't remember she did that. She did that falling over something ridiculous that her kids had done or something. Linda's in, obviously. Good evening, gentle men. I like that, Scott. That's applicable, isn't it?
It is, because we are both gentle and we are both men.
We are gentle men. I like that. We're not gentlemen, we're gentle men. Yeah. I'm liking that, Linda. Thank you very much for that. Holly's in town.
Evening, Holly. Rachel's with us as well.
Oh, she's dropped the S on her name. If you've noticed, she's no longer RWS. She's dropped the S. Long story behind having the double-barreled name, but she's dropped her. She's gone back to her maiden name, basically, to R Wood. So she's now RW of the NH. So I have to drop the S off the NHS as well.
It's not the same, mate.
No, I know. I didn't notice for a couple of days, to be fair. I was like, what? It don't work now.
Yeah, it's totally thrown me, mate. I'm totally lost now.
Yeah, and what she's done to give us the three initials is put her middle name, Colin, in there as well. So Rachel Colin Woods, she's put her middle name in.
RCW. I can work with that. RCW. Okay, it's not the same as RWS from the NHS, but
no, exactly. So we've now got RWS from the NHS is now RW from the NH, and it doesn't work. Good evening, Mark. Gentlemen. Good evening, gentlemen, rather than gentlemen. I'm great, Mark. Thank you.
I mean, I'll take any sort of like gentlemen, chaps, anything like that, because it's the only time on this show I get called nice things.
It is.
No, I get called a lot worse. So I'm taking anything that's nice. I'm happy with.
You are. Zoe confirming that she fell over her kid's fabric teddy box with an ear infection. Was that the teddies had an ear infection, or did Toaster have an ear infection? Crack, snap, bad foot. She forgot the pop. Fell over a box of Rice Krispies.
I'll just forget how magical was a kid having like cereal that used to like snap, crackle, and pop.
Yeah.
I mean, that was insane. As a kid, that was as good as it got.
There was so many good things that I remember as a kid, and I think you can still get things like, I used to love, my nan used to always make wafers and cut the ice cream off the block, and then you'd have the wafers. But then the magic sauce that went hard. I think you can still get it, to be honest. But she always cut the wafer. That's things you remember that people still do, but they're not the same anymore. They're not the same.
No. Kids, I mean, back then, that was highlight of, that was as good as technology got, wasn't it? Your Rice Krispies in the morning, popping for you. But now, obviously, they're not impressed by that anymore. Now we've got all sorts going on.
Well, if they don't stab you and call it BH, then they're no good to anybody nowadays, are they?
That's true.
Yeah. But yeah, and then you had that. What's that stuff that you put in your mouth? Rocket? No.
Yeah, I don't know. You used to make all your. You used to pop all in your back of your mouth and
Rocket. What was it called? Anybody remember what it was called? I can't remember what it was called.
I remember it. I don't remember what it was called.
That a name, didn't it? Crackle. Anybody remember what that candy stuff was that you put in your mouth that went?
I just always call them popping candy. That's what I used to call them.
No, I got a feeling it was a name, something like dust or something.
Yeah, no, I'm with Holly on that. It was. I always knew it as popping candy.
I'm 20 years older than. Linda Woods has gone. Space dust. Oh, RCW's gone with it, and she's space dust. That's what I remember it as. That's correct. Thank you.
That must be the old term in the olden days.
It probably went on a bit of a cycle because Holly's only 11 and Linda's nearly 54. So it's obviously gone on a bit of a cycle in the middle of space dust.
And I'm 21.
And you're 21. Zosta's around about 19, so she's going on popping candy. So are you? Oh, you got a comment. You got a nice comment. You got Scott. You are nice further on, Scott. Just after Rich Farlow. Good evening, Rich.
Yeah, evening, Rich. But yeah, I'm gonna. Do you know what? That deserves a show on the screen, doesn't it?
It does. It does. I think I'd leave that up there until somebody comes up with something better. Leave that up there until somebody comes up with something better.
I don't think anyone will beat that today.
No, I don't think so. I mean, she's very, very flirtatious tonight, Linda, with her gentleman and her Scott. You want to stop it? So, shucks, Linda. Look at him. Look at he's gone red. Look, Linda.
Wow. And that's not the lights either. That's me. I'm actually blushing.
That's a genuine embarrassment blush. Mm-hmm. Scott, I'd leave that up there, mate. I wouldn't tie it down at all, to be honest.
If you haven't got red wallpaper behind it, I'd be disappearing now.
I know. I'm on location tonight. Look, I'm at RCW's. Look.
I noticed it was a bit different.
I'm at RCW's. I'm on location this evening. That's a view from the window. That is there. Out into our peaceful back garden. Her peaceful back garden. Yeah.
Yeah, it looks nice. You want to watch your candles there, mate? They don't catch fire.
Well, hopefully they should be all right. They should be all right. They go out eventually. Like some, that's up there. Nice peaceful environment.
I've had to take it down because there was a nice comment coming about you that I need to put up on the screen. Right, we need to share the love, not just about me.
Yeah, do you know what? I'm feeling that today. We've had a really chilling day today. Our RCW has been sat drawing and just doing stuff, and I've been working on the coaching and all that good stuff. We've had a really nice little chilling day, really, to be fair. So let's share some love. You're right. Andy Lee can make everyday work easier. That's very nice, Zoe. I really appreciate that because we only go to work for one reason, don't we? Most of us. I know some of us don't, but most of us go to work because we have a need to go to work. So we might as well enjoy it while we're there because we're there anyway, aren't we? So we do a fantastic job, and I know a lot of us work in environments that can be pretty stressful at times. So the easier we can make it, then the better it is for everybody. That's my way of looking at it.
That's it. And Zoe's there making everyone toast in the morning, which is superb.
She makes cracking toast, but apparently I've just been told there's a switch for this. Oh, hold on. As it falls off the wall.
This is going to end wrong. This is going to end badly. There we go. Oh, look at that.
Look at that. Hey, look at that.
Now there's technology.
Hey, look at that. That's gone mad. That's right up there with space dust, that is, isn't it? That is. Look at that.
That is, mate.
Bloody hot, though. Bloody hot it is.
You're going to burn your head, aren't you?
I've got wax dripping on my head. I'm working at a school, Holly, thank you for asking, at an autistic school along with Zosta the Toaster and many other fine people. Trying to make a difference, like many of us are, not just me. Try to make a difference to young people's lives. Scott works in a similar environment. I know, and obviously, we all do our bits, don't we?
Yeah.
Good.
If everyone chips in together, we'll get there in the end. Zoe says, love my job, but bloody hell, it can be hard. As you know, you ripping me and making me laugh all the time makes it easier. I mean, I think the ripping me bit at the start, that sounds like you're a bit of a bully.
Yeah. No, it's all in jest. And no, Zosta's always up for a laugh. So I know, Zosta, you can push the limits a little bit, which you have to be careful, don't you, these days in this modern environment. But Zoe's old school, she gets it. So we can have some banter with her and others. And if we can make people laugh on the way, a day without a laugh is a day wasted, as Charlie Chaplin once said.
Well, I was just reading there's some information on the space dust.
Mark
has kindly chipped in and said space dust was from 1970. Popping candy from 1984.
Yeah, that would be about right, because I was born in 69, Mark. So, yeah, I suppose that would fit, because I would have probably been, what had I been then, 15? So I'd have been getting into other things at 15, I suppose, not popping candy or space dust. So, yeah, that fits.
Just check. Were you born in the summer?
May.
I wonder if you were born in the summer of '69.
Well, me and a friend from school, we got a band, to be fair, and we tried. Well, it was ridiculously hard, mate. Ridiculously hard.
People quitting and everything.
Oh, but yeah, Jodie got married. It was just insane. Yeah, it just people are quitting all over the place. It was crazy.
Okay, I just want to check someone here. Who did you say got married?
I think it was Jodie, wasn't it? I can't remember. I mean, we knew we'd never get far. I mean, that was the thing. We knew we'd never get far. It was about 1969. I'm sure her name was Jodie. She was in my class.
It was Jodie. I've just looked it up. But for some reason, I thought it was Joey.
No, it was Jodie. It was definitely Jodie. 1969. She was in my class. I knew we'd never get far, though, mate. I mean, we were standing. I mean, one night we were standing on her mother's porch. It was crazy times. We were just standing on her mother's porch. It was just crazy, mate. It all got a bit out of hand, to be honest. Yeah.
What happened after you standing on the porch, mate? I could see you'd lost it there. So
I know I can play that song.
I mean, did that summer seem to last forever?
Yeah, they did last forever, especially in '69, and again in '76 it lasted forever. But obviously '69 was the crucial year.
So I'm sure that's where, like, standing on your mother's porch, that summer seemed to last forever.
Yeah,
I know. So I've just looked it up. You told me you'd wait forever,
and she held my hand for a while as well. To be honest.
Yeah.
And
you knew that it was then. It was
now or never, to be honest. And I mean, you know, I think the band had fallen apart. Luckily, I had the girl, but it was the summer of '69. You know, that's all I can say about it. It was a great year. Holly Wilkins. Holly, the same girl that I've got one that I've never told. Have I told you the Holly story from back in the day on the show? Because what she said there,
yeah,
does very similar ring with what she did on the show once. So some of you will know I used to do a daily show way back in the disease that we cannot talk about was prevalent. I did a daily show. Well, Holly's just mentioned, Andy, do you realise you're saying the song lyrics? This sort of fits with what she did on the show. She put a post on Facebook on her public profile. Unfortunately, Holly had made lots of friends, and she was one of the token 2 youths we had on the show. We had 2 young ladies come on the show. Holly was one, and another young lady, and she was a token youth. But Holly, on her personal profile page, put a picture of the moon out in the day. Couldn't get her head around it. She thought she was seeing a phenomena because she thought the moon went away, like the weathermen. You know, the one went in and the one went out. So she was proper flummoxed. And, of course, we ripped her apart for it for a couple of 3 weeks because she was adamant that the moon shouldn't have been there because it was still daylight. So,
I mean, yeah. I don't know what to say about it.
Yeah, look, still doesn't make sense. Yeah.
But the man on the moon, he needs to be in the day as well, doesn't he? You know what I mean? You can't just be out at night. That man in the moon.
No, absolutely. It was one of the highlights of the 400 odd shows or 350 odd shows. Yeah, Holly and the moon.
Yeah.
Even Holly. To this day, I see people comment about it. Yeah.
I mean, the fair play to Holly there. She's hit in the top. I mean, what you're talking highlights? You're talking top 10, top 5, top 3.
I would say overall, certainly. I mean, there were so many highlights of doing that show over those 12 plus months, 15 months. I think, I think it was in the top 10, definitely top 10. And there was a lot. There was a lot of highlights.
400 shows to make the top 10 moments.
Yeah, it was.
Credit to you, Holly, for that.
Yeah.
Oh no, we've got another message from a regular poster now, Mr. Matty Paddock, who, if people have watched the show the last couple of weeks, will realise he always throws us a little like "would you rather" question out there. I think we always find, Andy, that we answer it quite quickly, but then we start like doubting it as we go on and changing our minds, don't we?
We do.
So, hello, men of the You Matter Chat Show. So would you bloody well rather only be able to walk 100 steps per day, or only be able to say or write 100 words per day?
Ooh.
So let's get that up on the screen.
Ooh, in Zoster's toast case, that would be hop 100 steps a day or walk 50, whichever way you want to look at it. Would you only be able to walk 100 steps per day, or only be able to say or write 100 words per day? Gosh, that's a tough one, because I like doing both of those things, talking and walking.
RCW has replied to Matty and says that this is a cracker. I would bloody well rather be only able to say 100 words per day. I mean, I think you'd.
Yeah, me too.
Because you could narrow it down and be like precise with your words. If you did need to speak to someone and you couldn't because you've used up all your 100 words, you could write it down. You can communicate in other ways. You can learn sign language.
You can't write something. You're only able to say or write 100 words a day. So if you write and speak, it would be.
I missed the brackets.
Yeah.
But he didn't say that I can't sign language.
True, he didn't.
So if I learn sign language,
I'm with you in the fact that you just imagine the noise, like me especially, the waffle you get rid of if you have to be really succinct and pointed with your comments and your statements and your questions.
I mean, this show would change completely if I was doing 100 words per day.
Yeah, but we could start walking. We could just take people on tours of places.
This is what in the show, yeah, because we could walk forever.
Yeah.
I think 100 steps. I don't think you'd have to do 100. I mean, just going to the toilet alone from your bedroom would, you'd probably whack up 100 steps doing that all day.
My job would just be my job on its own would just be there'd just be feral children running around everywhere because I wouldn't be able to chase them. So that would be a one start.
You wouldn't be able to get to the shop to get a morning paper. Yeah. So 100 steps. You're not going to be able to live with only doing 100 steps per day.
I think I'm going to go with the words. I'd have to go because I like walking as well. So I'll have to go with the words. I
think so. Words for that one. Has anybody else got any opinions on that? What would you do? Zoe, going back a few things. We've missed a few comments. So Zoe Anderson says, "Oh God, Joey was what my grandpa called me." Holly said it still doesn't make sense, referring to the moon being out in the day. Zoe says, "Holly, this would be me and still is." And Holly's just trying to basically, I think, like make a reason why she still thinks it. But each to their own. If that's what she thinks,
each to their own.
If that's what you want to believe, Holly, that's the way it works. It works how you want it to work.
Yes. Yeah, it is. It is.
And ignore people like Andy.
Yeah, ignore me. I mean, RCW is adamant that we only see one side of the moon because obviously there's another thing for you, Holly. We only ever see the same side of the moon. So we don't ever see the other side from where we are. Obviously, if you're in space, you can see the other side, but we only ever see the same side. RCW is adamant that on the other side is a housing estate. And there's already people living up there with shops and flats and towns and all that going on. So I wouldn't worry too much about it. A colleague who I work with, who I live share with, he thinks it's a Pringle. So don't be too worried about with what you think. But yeah, so RCW there, RC, right word for her. She believes that the other side we never see it because it's already got a housing estate on it.
Oh.
And who am I to argue because I've never seen it?
Has anyone got any cousins or relatives or family that live on the other side of the moon?
No.
I mean, there's a summit, isn't there? But
the dark side of the moon, it is.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So we're saying that the people that live up there are like, they're horrible. They don't actually see sunlight on the dark side of the moon. And they are like, well, it says the word right in front of me. They are feral.
They are. Yeah. I think Holly would like it up there because at least she'd know when the moon was in. Because it'd just be dark, wouldn't it?
Well, going back to Matty's question, Linda said that she would rather speak less, but that wouldn't last long. I mean, it would last forever. Unfortunately, that's the rules.
Yeah, you got to make it a forever choice. It's a forever choice, isn't it?
Matt is not. He's not a sort of guy that's only have it for a year. It's a permanent fix.
Matty, what you need to do is collate all the ones you've asked us and see what life would be like if we all chose them. We'd all be. What was it? We'd all be really tall, wouldn't we? Or really small. we'd all be really quiet or really doing lots of walking.
I mean, I'm not sure this one we've had on the show one he's asked me in the past, but I'm sure there's one about like having trumpets for legs or something. So every time you take a step, it plays like a trumpet. I don't know if I've just made that up or not, but that's just one that's come to my head of like that. Someone asked me like about having. I mean, Matty, if you're still watching, it was. I mean, if anyone asked me that, it's got to be you. About having trumpets for legs or something. Yeah,
trumpets for legs.
Well, you've been threatened here, Andy, as well.
I can see that. I've just been looking at the comments. Holly's getting really confused. RW's come down with, don't make me come downstairs. Yes, she's gone upstairs quiet because she can't shut up.
I mean, just to say, RCW, that if you do come down and start violence, we have got this on camera.
We have, yeah. And I've got my peace-loving friend up there, so you can't come down here giving it all.
That is true. You are you're like in a little sacred.
I am a sacred shrine. Why would we fly to the moon and then not inhabit it? Make no sense. We can't inhabit it, Raj. You know why. We've watched enough about this.
It'd be probably because there's no oxygen up there to live on. Or
yeah. We know why we can't inhabit it, Raj. So we read on this we talk about this stuff all the time.
Or is that what they want us to believe?
Who is Matty Paddock? Scott, tell them who Matty Paddock is.
Oh, okay. Matty Paddock is, I mean, a word to describe him straight off is just hero. He's also my partner in crime on a podcast that we do we record it every Sunday. It goes live on the evening. And you can find it on any of your podcast sites. So on Spotify, on Apple Podcasts, Amazon Podcasts. They're on all of them. Get yourself on, have a listen. Just us to basically a bit like this show. We just come on and talk nonsense for a while, record it and stick it on, and hope people listen. Also, if anybody is a Kidderminster Harriers fan and they listen to Hereford and Worcester, then you hear a little cool co-commentator on the match days. That is also Mr. Matty Paddock, bringing you all the information, all the knowledge that he has in there. And I think that's about it. I mean, he's a.
There you go, Matty and Scotty's No Format podcast. Well worth a listen. If you like us waffle talking without the visual.
I hope he's still listening, because that was a nice thing for me.
It was nice, mate. It was very well done. Very, very well done. So, what's anybody been up to? What you been up to, Scott, this week? Anything interesting? Last few weeks off, wasn't it?
Yeah, I mean, good thing for me was just mentioned it. Was back at the Harriers last week, so got first game back at Agborough Stadium.
Yeah.
2 games in the 1 week, which is pretty nice to have fans back in the stadium.
Yeah.
Because before the games we didn't have anyone in, and it got a bit freaky sometimes. So it was nice to have crowd and an atmosphere back. So that's been nice for me, being back there 2 games. We've got a couple away, but then if anyone's a big football fan interested, Friday the 6th of August, we welcome Manchester United 11 to Agborough. Mm. So we've got any Manchester United fans around, they are bringing a Manchester United 11, which basically means it could be a mixture of anyone. So it could be like youth team under 23s, some first team players could be thrown in there. We don't know what sort of team they're going to bring, but there will be a team from Manchester United. If anyone's interested, you can get your tickets online. I mean, I feel like I'm turning into a bit of a sales rep at the moment. I'm just selling everything there. The podcast, the tickets, Matty Paddock, I've just sold him more or less.
Got to do some self-promotion, mate. Got to do some self-promotion. So anyway, we get our names out. But yeah, I saw Kiddie Harriers are, tickets are all online now, aren't they? It's all online for safety and that. Scott showed off his T-shirt. No strip tonight. It's a bit too hot, ladies. The strips will have to wait till autumn and winter, I think, now.
Well, but Mark's just asked if I can show him the whole T-shirt. So I'm not perfect, but I am a limited edition.
Nice like that. Good evening, Lou. I hope you're well.
Evening. I will say, Andy, Love Island's getting good at the moment. I know you're a big fan of it yourself.
No, I'm not, mate. And I sent you the link, didn't I? Because it was an interview with Stephen Bartlett.
Yeah.
Did you watch it? Have you seen it yet? I haven't watched that one yet or listened to it.
No, I haven't got around to it yet. But weirdly, I had been listening to that same podcast.
Yeah, he's great, isn't he? His
just-
book's brilliant. His book's
Yeah.
really good.
Because
Yeah.
I'm a big fan of Monzo Banking.
Okay, yeah.
And they had the CEO on from Monzo. That's
yeah.
how I got into it, yeah.
His book's called Happy Sexy Millionaire, and it's really, really good and real good, simple read. But it's fair play to the kid. To be fair, he's 26 years old. Fair play to him.
I got a similar book out that's called Happy Sexy but Not a Millionaire.
Yeah, that's really good. Yeah. I've got a book with I haven't thought of a title yet. yeah.
Self-titled.
Self-titled. Yeah. Happy.
Or just call it Award-Winning Andy.
Lockdown Hero. Hashtag.
I'd buy it.
I'd buy it as well. Yeah, I'd buy it. I have got to write a book actually on my goals list one day. One day, I might write an ebook or something.
What sort of book are we talking? Is it going Is it going to be a book about Andy? Is it going to be like a science fiction?
No, it'd be a development, but it'd be based on all the stuff I've been doing over the last 15 months, Scott. It would be a sort of bit of backstory, and then I suppose you call it a self-development book, wouldn't you? A motivational book. It would be that sort of thing. Of all the stuff I've learned and do and that. So yeah, that's what that would be. Be an ebook, I'd imagine, in this day and age. Just something to sell for a couple of quid. But it's on the goals list over the next, but it's not a priority goal at the minute. So
if I ever learn to read, mate, I'll be sure to give it a read.
Yeah. Well, I'll get it done in Braille for you as well, so you can have it. Or I'll do Audible. I could do Audible. I could just sit there, couldn't I? Because I could put these on and just, once upon a time, way back in 1969, me and some guys from school, we got a band and we tried real hard. Jimmy quit and Jody got married. I should have known we'd never get far. But we were standing on your mother's porch and I knew that it would last forever. And then when you held my hand, I could just do that.
Right. I mean, I'm taken back, mate. I'm in tears.
Yeah. I could just sort of do that. I could probably do an Audible book, couldn't I?
I mean, I've looked at these people that actually, people do have their job is like they record.
Yeah. Do you know what?
I mean, imagine that for all day, just reading books all day. I'll be falling asleep. I couldn't be doing that.
She's got a smile that it seems to me reminds me of childhood memories where every for a new safe place and as a child in a new safe place. That child, that sweet, sweet child of mine. Just, so many books I'm just thinking of things off the top of my head here, Scott.
I'm just a bit upset you didn't do that. Whoa, 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 sweet child of mine. Missed out the whoa bit.
I did do that. I could. She's got eyes that it seems to me that remind me of childhood memories where I don't know the next bit. I've forgotten it. Whoa,
everything is
sweet child of mine. There you go. And Mama. I just killed a man. I just put a gun against his head and pulled the trigger and oops, there you go. There's that one.
I think there is something in there. You singing lyrics to songs, but put them into a story.
Yes, that's what I should do. I'm going to write stories of lyrics.
I think so. Yeah.
So what song? There you go. What song should be my first Audible book? What song would benefit from my first Audible book? I should have been on Play School with Brian Cant and Floella Benjamin.
You should talk about the first time a bloke called Ken asked a lady out for a ride.
Called Ken.
Hey, Bobby. Hey, Ken. You want to go for a ride? Sure thing. Jump in. Bobby.
No, I can't do that. No, Scott. It's got to be a song, Scott.
You can talk about that story about the little guy that lived in the blue world, where all day and all night, and everything that he's seen was just blue, like him, inside and outside. He had a blue little house with a blue little window and a blue Corvette, and everything was just blue for him and himself and everybody around. But he had got nobody to listen.
Who was that? See, I'm too old for these.
That's iPhone 65. I'm blue, da ba dee da ba da.
Do you know, my mate just bought, you saying that, I did not get that, Andrew, because it's Barbie Girl Holly. Barbie Girl, that's why I didn't get it. A mate of mine just bought a genuine jukebox, like a proper, old school one with a double side, just proper massive thing. He's had to have an alcove put in his house to have it like that.
Nice.
And the bloke, he went up to Chester to his dealer to see it, drove up there, and the bloke sent it down to him. He bought it, and then the bloke delivered it down. And there was the bloke said, I'll give you 50 singles free with it as well, just random singles. Now my mate's a record collector, like he's a collector of, he's a record collector. But in this, he's had to leave it in because the one that was in on the demo, and he's a really sentimental person, this guy, he connects stories to everything he does, is that song. So he's got this CD thing with these random classic legendary tunes on, and then number, I don't know, 150 is do da ba dee, and he can't take it out because it's a story attached to it, and he's really sentimental about things like that, so he can't take it out. And it's like he's got, I don't know, All Right Now one side and the Rolling Stones the other, and in the middle you've got Blue Da Ba Dee. This like $4,000 jukebox.
It's a classic. I remember dancing to it at my school discos. Little Scott, like
Little Scott.
Living life at the school disco.
What's this?
That's me trying to dance in a small box, because I've only got a small window to dance in.
You have, yeah, true.
Mm-hmm.
True. We used to just Long Shot Kicky Bucket's my tune for them school discos.
See, just remind me, like our school disco. So if everyone else's school was the same, but we never used to get a DJ, and it used to be like one of the teachers.
Yeah.
But what you had to do is we all had to take our own CDs in, and you put your name on it, so to get it back. But that was it. That's what they would use. So they wouldn't like play like music that they wanted to, or turn up with like their own tracks. They would just everyone took your own CDs in, and then they just chose numbers to play off it.
So just on that note, then, Scott, I can't remember ours. So my school discos would have been around, let's say, 1984, 83, 84, 85. Was CDs around then? I can't remember.
No, I doubt it. You're probably on there. Probably on vinyl back then, right?
Tapes, wasn't it, I suppose? Vinyl. No, it would have been, because when I took my car test, it was tapes in the car.
Yeah. Someone had to be there rewinding a tape back in.
Yeah. Flipping it when it ran out.
Yeah.
Who we got? I've got It's My Life, Bon Jovi, Zoe wants. Big Fish, Little Fish, Cardboard Box, Heavy Shopping. That's the one I remember for that. It's My Life. Let's have a look. Sorry, let's see if we can do that one.
I'm trying to think how it started.
I can't remember the lyrics, so I might.
So this ain't a song for the broken-hearted.
Yeah, we're on it.
As you can tell, I'm also a pro singer.
You are. I can't remember the tune. That's the problem. Let's see if I can. Oh, I'm trying to make it that I can read the lyrics. There we go. I might be able to read the lyrics and look at the screen because I don't want that to look a bit silly.
Yeah, that's got a good sort of thing to it. This could be one.
Yeah, I don't know the tune, to be honest. I can't remember the tune.
That's all right, because you're trying to get us a story anyway.
Makes no difference. I don't know what the headphones on.
Just, mate, it's all about showing it.
For the broken-hearted. It's no silent prayer for faith departed. And I ain't going to be just a face in the crowd. You're going to hear my voice when I shout it loud. It's my life, now or never. But I ain't going to live forever. I just want to live while I'm alive. It's my life. My heart is like an open highway. Like Frankie said, I did it my way. And I just want to live when I'm alive. It's my life. Yeah, this is for the ones who've stood their ground, for Tommy and Gina, who they never back down. Tomorrow's getting harder. Make no mistake. Look, and even lucky. You've got to make your own breaks, Zoe. It's my life. And it's now or never. I mean, I ain't going to live forever. I just want to live while I'm alive. It's my life. My heart, as I said earlier, is like an open highway. And as again, repeating what Frankie said, I did it my way. I just want to live while I'm alive because, to be fair, it is my life. I mean, you got to stand tall. You better stand tall when they're calling you out. Don't bend. Don't bend. Don't break, baby. Just don't back down. It's my life and it's now or never. Because I ain't going to live forever. I just want you to live while I'm alive. It's my life. My heart is like an open highway. And Frankie said, I did it my way. I just want to live while I'm alive. And like I said earlier, it's now or never, people. I ain't going to live forever. I just want to live while I'm alive. I mean, it's my life. And my heart, it's like an open highway. And like Frankie said, I did it my way. I just want to live while I'm alive. Because at the end of the day, it's my life.
Well, just let you know, I've recorded that. And I'm selling it for $1.99 on Amazon.
How about that?
If anybody wants a copy.
Yeah.
Get on there.
Get that on there.
As I'm Andy's manager, self-appointed.
Self-appointed. Yeah.
We'll be going 50-50 on that.
Yeah.
That was a good storyline.
It wasn't it? It's great. It's very motivational. I didn't realise I could use that as a motivational speech on one of my YouTube videos. I'd narrow it down to a minute and do it as a motivational video.
See, what I always use as my little motivation thing is a bit of world's greatest. And do you know what? Saying that, I couldn't even think what it was then. But world greatest. Put that and listen to the lyrics of that.
Why is it?
Because I am a mountain, I am a tall tree, or I am the swift wind sweeping the country. I am a river down in the valley, or I am a vision and I can see clearly. If anybody asks you who I am, just stand up tall, look them in the face and say that I'm the star up in the sky. I'm that mountain peak up high. Hey, I've made it. I'm the world's greatest. I'm that little bit of hope when your back's against the ropes and I can feel it. I'm the world's greatest. I mean, there's more, but I'm just going to leave it there. But quite motivational, that one.
I just want to go and punch people now, man. That's really got me going on. Really, I'm not sure that's motivational. Just listening to you say it.
It was probably just listening to me, mate. It does wind people up.
That was very. Who is it? What was the song?
It's called World's Greatest. I mean, there's a little bit of stigma around it because it is by R. Kelly.
Okay.
So some people refuse to listen to it now, but
yeah,
you know, the words are still, to me, they're quite inspirational.
Yeah. Well, to be fair, people won't listen to Rock and Roll Part 2, Gary Glitter said, but what a tune that is. What a tune that is. But, you know, the song's a song, innit? You can't help who wrote it. Great tune's a great tune in my world. Who wrote a different brilliant. What we got? Mate, if you do make my night, my eldest son's song, he sang it when he was really poorly. Changing the subject, you had no mobile phone or landline, only a phone box on the corner.
Yeah. I remember being at school and stuff and walking home and you find out that there's a phone box on the way home and you can dial 0800 numbers for free. So we used to we used to call 0800, remember it well, 28, 29, 30.
Difficult one, yeah.
Because it was easy to remember and we thought it was hilarious because that was actually a sex line.
You get them.
Hello, sex line, and we'd be giggling.
Yeah. You get them. You still get them in the back of. You get them in the back of the shuttle, and I still put them in there, don't they? They're still on the person who's in the shuttle. They still have them. You know, this is modern day and age. How is anybody making any money from a phone line? Yeah.
No, to be fair, I called one of them only a couple of weeks ago, and I got a massive phone bill from it. That's the last time I called Stuttering Sluts.
How long of your life have you waited to get that in?
Since I was about 15, I think, mate. Yeah. It's been a long time. Just waiting for the right moment. But I got there.
Apologies to all the sluts out there that don't stutter, obviously.
Oh, yeah, there's no stereotype. There's all sorts of sluts out
there. But Holly's got 800 reverse. Yeah, it was like that when it 800 reverse. Can you reverse charges, please? Yeah. It's that to your mom. Can you reverse charges, please?
Oh, yeah, they used to get a phone call, didn't they?
Yeah.
I've got your son on the phone. He wants to reverse.
You're okay with that?
Take the charge.
And be like, can you pick me up from the Bull and Bush? Pissed to walk home.
I used to be like, can you tell her it's urgent? I need to speak to her straight away. And she come on and go, what's up? Oh, nothing. Can you pick me up from the Glades? I thought nah. Because she wouldn't pay. She was tight, you see. She wouldn't reverse otherwise.
No.
Unless you
Can you still do reverse? Can you still do reverse charges? I don't know whether you can. I've never been. I'm in a phone box for years. Mind just
no one really needs it anymore, do you? Because everyone's got a phone contract, and like these days, you don't really have limits anymore, do you? They're all like unlimited.
Well, yeah, and we do a little bit of geocaching, RCW9, and we did the other day. They've noticed a couple of these phone boxes have got like libraries in them, and you swap a library, like the one in Dunley in Stareport, that's got a library in it, so you can go in and just swap books. And they're working on trips. Obviously, that's really good. Really, just full of books, and you just go in and swap a book out.
I know originally they wanted to replace a lot of the phone boxes that were there with defibs.
Yeah, some of them have got defib in them as well.
Yeah. I think there's a plan to do them all at one point, but obviously they're quite expensive. I don't think the money was there to be able to replace them all.
No, yeah.
But yeah, that was the plan. Zoe says, "Is there a phone box?" I'll tell you what. When I was in Blackpool a couple of weeks ago, in the town centre, there are quite a few phone boxes that you can actually still use.
Well, doesn't the one by the swimming bath? Sorry, the fire station, the old fire station, still work? I think it does.
I don't know.
Yeah, the one at the bottom there. I think that's still a phone box, but a lot of them, as I say, it's either defib, or well, I'll say we've seen a couple of like libraries. There's really good use of them. I think it's a great idea because they are obviously a British thing, and it's nice to still see them.
Yeah, I mean the library thing there, it's got to you got to just hope people use it sensibly, don't you? Because some people just go and take loads out without putting anything back, but. Yeah,
or they trash the kids going and trash the books. It's not locked; it's literally just just shelves put in it, and it's just got loads of books in there.
Yeah, we had a similar thing at college where like there was a section there where you could in the college you could take your own books, and you could take one off the shelf, but ask you to replace it with one.
Mm.
So there was always like the same amount of numbers there, but they just swapped over like what they were, and you could check back see if there's anything you like.
There's while we're talking on that, there's just in Bewdley Road. Just up from the hospital, walking towards town in one of those old Victorian houses. They've got I call it a bird box in the garden because that's what it looks like, a little tiny bird box on a stick. But that's got a glass window and it's a swap out book thing.
Oh, cool. Yeah.
And you can just take a book out and put one in. Yeah, that's their idea. But that's quite a nice little thing so people can read free of charge.
All right, yeah. Craig Murphy's just joined us after just finishing work.
Evening, Craig.
For keeping everybody with the internet. But he says that, yes, that is a still working phone box by the old fire station.
Yeah, I used that one a few times.
Yeah. Because you used to have loads in towns, didn't you? Like,
yeah.
I remember some being by Woolworths just around the corner. And, like, there's quite a few, but now there's obviously none really in the centre of town.
No, they don't need them, do you?
The old red telephone boxes you can buy from BT, but they aren't cheap. I mean, they're nice, but why would anyone want to buy one?
I've seen some of you see people in gardens, don't they, and put lamps in them and things like that. I suppose if you're got a couple of quid spare and somebody's got a spare cash in to buy a phone box.
I mean, if I did it, I'd put my actual phone in there.
Yeah.
If someone rang me, I have to go out in the garden and answer it. Yeah.
Just put your mobile in there. I put my mobile on one of them like cuddly hand things that cuddles it. Like a really tacky piece of mobile phone holder. I just put that in the middle of it, and have like a loudspeaker in the lounge, like a Bluetooth, that if it rang, you had to go and fetch it.
This is like using new technology, but being old-fashioned at the same time.
Yeah. Just keeps your hand in, doesn't it, with the old thing.
If says Craig says they use them for mini bars. I mean, that's a mini bar, though, isn't it? If you can only be in there by yourself.
Oh yeah.
You're not going to pull a bird in there.
Billy, no, mates, I could do that.
So they do look pretty cool if they are done right.
Yeah, I imagine they do. Yeah.
Lou wants one. There we go. Maybe we could get on this, mate. We'll get in touch with BT, get a bit of just,
yeah,
bit of money for selling them on.
Craig's got a use for his.
If I had one, I'd change into Superman. Mate, that'd be the dream, wouldn't it?
It would be. That would be the ultimate. Where you going? I've got to go. I've just got to go out. I've got to go to Sri Lanka. We'll be back in a minute.
Craig, you've made it worth like £1,000 for me now. Just be able to do that.
Would you, Craig? Would you just for the laugh get a Superman costume and hang it up in there? Just have it on a coat hanger, nicely pressed, and just have it hung up in there. And then when people go, "Why have you got that in your garden?" You just go,
See, I'm just thinking, how cool would it be if you're out in like a fancy dress with all your mates, that you put a Superman costume on, but then put like clothes over the top of it, so it doesn't look like your fancy dress. And they're like, "Mate, why aren't you in fancy dress?" And you're like, "Oh yeah, sorry, not tonight." And then halfway through the night, you go to a phone box. As you walk into the next pub, just take your clothes off, and then you come back out as Superman. That's probably. By your reaction, you sound like, "Hey, what are you on about?" But that to me is pretty cool. I enjoy that.
It's pretty cool, but I think you've lost the momentum, haven't you? By then,
Mate, I do that all the time. I drag things out. That's why this show's an hour, because I just drag stuff out over an hour.
You need to have the call, don't you, to go somewhere? I've got to go. I've got to go and stop a fight in Penny Black or something. Not Penny, whatever it's called now.
Just pennies now, yeah.
Oh, is it just pennies now?
But yeah, that's what I do. They make like this show could literally is like 15 minutes of material stretched out over an hour.
Has it got material? I didn't even know they got material to us. I don't think of anything before we come on air. I literally think of things either in the 3-minute run up. I don't do any sort of pre-planning for this show at all.
Okay. Well, have you planned any recommendations this week?
I do have a recommendation, and you can aid me on this one, I believe, young man.
Okay.
Yeah, I have got a recommendation. It's a quick one, it's a good one, and it's a summer one.
Okay. So I'll show the video first, and then you can talk about it. Or do you want to introduce it? Do you want me to introduce you, then you introduce the product, and then I'll show the video, okay?
Remember what we rehearsed?
Yeah, it was no, I don't remember. Yeah.
See what we practiced.
Okay. Ladies and gentlemen, it's time for Andy Recommends with your recommender, Andy Leake.
Hello. Well, I haven't actually got it physically. It's me. Yeah, look, it's me. I haven't got it physically here with me. It's actually in the garden as we speak. But Scott has very kindly agreed to post some pictures and some videos of what I recommend highly, especially in this really hot weather we're having at the moment. Perfect little thing to have in the garden. Scott, if you wouldn't mind.
It'll be my pleasure. There we go.
There we go. And that is the moment. This is the first day she had it. The paddling pool from Petstar Us down in the town in Kidderminster. 25 quid for the large one. That was the moment where she just stepped into it and she was doing that just getting in the pool thing. That's a bit cold. But it's brilliant. It's 25 quid. You've got little pockets around the side. It's pop up. So you get out the box and it pops up and that's it. So all you have to do, it folds down really easily. It doesn't burst because she's got sharp claws. So she steps over it, as you saw. She gets in it. She stands in it. And she pretty much goes via that every time she comes back into the garden. So if we go for a walk or we've been out anywhere, she'll come in the back garden. She'll go into the paddling pool, drink loads of water, stand there for a couple of minutes, let her feet cool down, and then she goes back in the house. She almost walks through it but she sat down in it once after that video, but she does that touching like we all do when we go in a swimming pool. She does that, it's a bit cold. But she loves it. It's easily transferable. I say it's 25 quid, and it's been a blessing because she can just go in it and stand in it and cool her feet down after we've been for a walk. And we haven't been walking till midnight, 10 o'clock at night and 6 o'clock in the morning outside the heat, the intense heat. But it is nice for her to be able to go in and just put her paws in there, cools herself down, stops her panting during the day when it's too hot in the house, and she just comes back in and goes back to sleep because that's what she does. Absolutely ace. Highly recommended. I know they've got some in stock down at Petstar Us down in Kidderminster or online. It's called the Cool Club Dog Paddling Pool. It's 96 by 96 by 25 centimetres. They do a large and an extra large, 25 and 35 pound. Click and collect. Features a galvanised spring steel frame that pops up and down in seconds, made of durable double wall polyester, and a shell that is PU coated and waterproof. Useful. There are no tools, no sticks, no poles, no assembly required, and it's really easy to clean, and I can vouch for all that. It is great. The pool features a mesh pocket and convenient leash retainer and folds away for easy storage. So the great thing is it's got a little leash retainer on the side. You can hook the lead on, So if you're outside and you want to take it somewhere with you, you hook the lead on. There, you can see the little retainer on the front there. You can hook her lead on. She can get in and out, or the dog can get in and out as they please. So you can take it with you somewhere if you were camping or something like that. Really folds almost flat. It's not an inconvenience. Great bit of kit. Highly recommend the Cool Club dog paddling pool from Pets R Us. No, not Pets R Us. Pets at Home. My apologies. Getting them mixed up, but I'm sure you can get them at Pets R Us as well. Pets at Home is where we got that one from. Enjoy. 25 quid. Highly recommended. And there's the Bonster.
Looking let's just go back. Looking lovely and chilled in the pool.
She is lovely and chilled, yeah.
Lovely.
She does like it.
So Bonza's reactions were good.
Yeah.
She liked it.
I don't know where she's gone, but it's all good yet. Oh, she's laying on the floor at the moment. I was going to show, but she's laying on the floor under the table, so I won't. Yeah.
Okay. She in like, because dogs tend to always lie in like really like weird positions, don't they? Like just on their back, legs open.
No, she lies long ways, but she lies with her head in her paws, all scrunched up like that. She actually wants to go for a walk now because obviously it's been too hot. I took her out early doors. It's been too hot in the day, so we'll be going out in probably about half an hour or something like that.
Don't be too long, mate, because Love Island's on at 9 and it's big tonight.
We've got a film we were going to watch actually, so whether we'll do that tonight now, because it is a bit hotter tonight than it was last night. So sleeping is difficult, isn't it? But yeah, I know you have to get in for Love Island. And how was last week, Scott? Was it up to your...
It was all right, but I mean, this week, like, so tonight, basically, all the boys are going to be sent to a different villa. And when they get there, there's just going to be the boys and, like, new girls. And then in the villa that they're in, when all the girls are left on their own, they're sending new lads in. And they're basically to see who strays and who doesn't. Because they're all coupled up, so to see who. See, I think there's a guy in there who's been with a girl from day one, but he's not really been tested yet, and I think he's going to get tested in there.
But surely they have to stray, otherwise it doesn't make telly.
I mean, I think you're set up with the sort of people that they're going to stray. There's going to be a couple in there that are going to stray. That's why they were selected.
For those of you that aren't aware, weren't on last week, Scott has a newfound. I was going to call it a fetish, Scott, but I don't think it's really the appropriate word.
I wouldn't say it's a fetish, no.
A newfound addiction to Love Island, which has blown my mind, to be honest. But he has become complete connoisseur of all things LI.
Yes, I have, and so it is very much all set up, and the things that happen, you know, it's all no. They know what's going to tick people off. They know what's going to upset certain people, but that's what makes it great television.
See?
Yeah, I'm not in this illusion where like I think, oh, it's it's a lovely thing and all they get. I know what it is, and I know what it's about, but it's just the people in there. They're just brilliant to watch because one minute they're madly in love with someone, and then if someone else walks to the door, then their opinions have changed and they're in love with someone else, and but then like they'll cry because someone else has left them, and they've only been with them 3 days. They're not even like we're getting to know each other 3 days, and then they're crying their eyes like, oh my god, he's left me like for Sharon.
It's the dryness you say it with, Scott. It's the oh my god, he's left me for Sharon. It's like they're not even called Sharon. I bet they've got like random names like I don't know, Chardonnay and Prosecco and I don't know, Rose or something.
There was actually a lad in it near the start, and his name was Chugsy.
Yeah, I mean, see, was he
That's
a lad?
His proper name is Chugsy.
So was he a lad, or was he like a bit of a ponce? Other ponces are available, by the way.
He was a bit of both, mate. I'd say there was definitely some poncy there.
Right.
But I can't remember. Basically, he said that his parents called him Chugsy because they mixed it with like a word and hugs, basically.
Child. They mix it with child and hug and come up with a Chugsy. Yeah.
I can't remember what the first bit. I think it might be for Karen because he's like Karen and likes hugs or something. So they called him Chugsy. But how they knew that when he was a baby.
Yeah, how they know that at that age.
It's just like, oh, he looks like the sort of guy who's going to like hugging people.
And be really caring.
Yeah.
Get this placenta off me. I don't want to be called Chugsy. What's saying? You can just like, Right? Why don't I get a say in this? It just, where's that? Where, Scott, you just get me on this rant with bloody Love Island, don't you? Huh?
This is why I brought it up, mate. I remember last week you got you quite angry.
You just get me with it, Chugsy. Why would you? Why would you? Well, because you want to. That's absolutely fine. But to come up with a reason like that for their name at that age is ridiculous. It's Chugsy because he was a little chubby baby. Chugs, I don't know, something like that. I get that, but not because he looked like he'd care and he hug. He's like still only just got his head out, and he's like got a name. It's just wrong on every level. It's just wrong on every level. It is amazing, Zoe. The pool, you ought to get it. Yeah, it's not poppable because it's just a frame and a wall. Yeah.
Right.
So, a lot of people aren't joining in with my Love Island rant, except Lou. Lou can't watch it, but everybody else is probably setting up their VHSs and Betamaxes now, aren't they?
Ready to go, mate. Yeah. I was trying to see if I can find what the first bit of it was. Oh yeah, cuddles and hugs, said Chugs.
Yeah, absolutely.
So his actual name, sorry, was Chugs. Obviously, they called him Chugsy. But yeah, it stands for cuddles and hugs.
It doesn't, does it? It can't. Not at 8 years old or 8 months old. Not unless he was just called Mate until he was like 9.
So this is what it says on the website. It was a fan website.
No,
wasn't expecting Chugs to stand for cuddles and hugs that he got off his ma when he was a baby. Was expecting him to say he downed a bottle of Smirnoff Ice at a frat party or something.
And what's a frat party?
That's
American, isn't it? That's American.
It's an American thing, yeah.
What's that all about? I thought are these British people? Are they Americans?
No, they're British people, yeah.
So where's that coming into? What's his frat business?
And maybe
Scott, look what you've done now, Scott. I've got 2 minutes.
Maybe they thought you went to America to study for it.
Hold on, let me just go back up here for a little while because look what you've done to me. I've got 2 minutes of the show left, and look what you've done. Okay, we're back.
So you don't want me to call you later to discuss what's happened tonight in Love Island?
Yeah, you don't need to call me after 10 o'clock or anything like that.
Okay, sure.
Yeah.
I'm happy to.
No, honestly, mate, I'm really busy. I've got to clean my teeth. I've got a dentist appointment in January 2022, so I've got to get on with that. That's really important. Yeah,
I can say I'm happy to drive to, and we can walk Bonnie and discuss Love Island if you want.
We can. You can walk Bonnie and discuss Love Island. She'll probably bite you. She ain't got no teeth. Zoe agrees with me. Look, Linda Woods. Thanks, gentlemen. I've laughed all night. All show. My neighbour must wonder what I'm watching.
See, Zoe thinks I should call you.
Yeah, no, don't. Because if it's you come up on my phone, I'll just ignore it because it's not happening.
I mean, I feel quite hurt by that you're going to ignore my phone call.
Yeah, because I know what you're going to want to talk about, and I'm just look. My yin and yang's all gone, or the lights are flickering. The lights are flickering. Look at them. You can see them flickering.
Well, what I'm going to do, Andy, just for you then, is I'll go live on Facebook and talk about it, and I'll tag you in it so you can watch the live. Is that all right?
Thanks. Yeah, cheers. I shall be straight. I shall set the notifications on my phone so I get a ping. Yeah.
Yeah. No. Well, yeah. So I'll tag you in it so you're alerted. So don't worry about it, mate. I'm not gonna let you miss it.
No. Cheers. Well, we're getting on, Scott. I've really enjoyed that last 5 minutes.
No, it's been great, isn't it? Absolutely.
Yeah, we've shared some love. We've certainly shared some love tonight. We've both had some lovely comments off people. Thank you very much for everybody that's interacting. But we're coming to the end, aren't we, really?
Yep.
So the end, Scott's got to go and just boil the kettle and put his Speedos on or whatever he has to do to watch Love Island, tan up or whatever he does, spray tan. I don't know what he's got to do. I think he just lays a sand pit at the bottom of his sofa and just pretend.
Bit of Saint Tropez on.
Yeah, a bit of Saint Tropez. Rich is saying ring him from a withheld number. Do you remember those days? Loved it. Loved withheld numbers. Zoe saying she loved it for my first time. Thank you both. It's always a pleasure, Zoe. We're on next Monday, every Monday, unless we tell you different, from 7:30. If you've got things you want us to talk about, it's pretty much just waffle and rubbish from the lovely Scott and myself. Don't forget, you can find Scott and Matty on the No Format podcast on all platforms. Scott is also an admin at You Matter Mental Health Group. on Facebook. He's also an MC and does quizzes and Worcestershire speed quizzing once a month. He also does live quizzes down at Pockets, and he's the MC up at the Harriers as well. So Scott's a busy man. You can find myself you can find us both on Facebook with personal profiles. You can find me with Andy Leak Motivational Coaching, and I'm going to plug it on the 18th of August at 7 o'clock. Habley Trail. There's the plug. Habley Trail. I will be doing a live talk. £10 a ticket. Message me to get the PayPal link. This first one of 6 talks I'll be doing, about an hour thereabouts, with a little bit of networking included, is about taking responsibility for changing your life or doing the good things that you want to do. So you can find us all over social media, Scott and I, if you want to engage with us. And don't forget, Awesome Together group as well on Facebook, similar to you, Matter. So we are both very busy men that really enjoy this. So we really appreciate you guys getting involved as well, because it makes for good stories and good laughs. So thank you very much for all that. Just Craig's off.
Last minute comments sneaking in.
Go on then. Read them out.
Who says Scott is getting a bit cheeky? I'm getting brave now. I'm not getting too brave.
Now you're getting this. Great, mate. We love it.
Well done. And Craig says, I'm off to bed. An XXL Superman costume and a phone box. That's all you need, mate. That's all you need. Zoe says, do work friends get a discount? No, actually, work friends have to pay more. It's £15 if you're a work friend.
Yeah. It's at Habley Trail. So you can have, if you want to go early and have a burger and chips, you can. There will be drinks for sale, soft drinks, and I think they do alcohol as well during the show. But it's £10 a ticket via me. And
if you're not sure where it is, just follow the trail in Habley and you'll get it there.
Yeah.
Night, Richard. Thanks for joining us. Zoe said, sorry, it's just the way Andy said it. It's what he said. £10 for everyone, 15 for work. Apart from people on the You Matter show, then he said that's £2 for them. So anyone that co-hosts with him on You Matter, £2. Which
there's only 18 tickets as well for this first one, as a capacity for this particular one. Hopefully, we'll increase it for more, but who knows? Let's get one under the belt first.
Fantastic. Well, once again, thanks everybody for joining us. As Andy did say, we are here every Monday from 7:30. Don't forget to join us and bring your stories. Let us know what they are in the comments. But until next week, have a great rest of the week, whatever you're doing, from myself. And I'm sure that man gives you the same wishes. Until next week, ciao for now.
Sure.